Okay, I wanted to do this video that kind of touches on a topic that someone had hinted to a while ago, and it's basically about talking negative, when about black women. Let's say that you are in an interracial relationship, whether it's a marriage or dating, and the black man would talk bad about black women. So it's kind of saying like, hey, I'm with this particular race of woman because black women are the worst to be with. And to me, I think that just speaks a lot about that person. You come from a black woman. If you're a black man, you come, you come from a black woman. So how could you say, and maybe it could be, and I don't know people's, history, it could be that, they've had negative experience. Maybe they didn't have a great mom, or maybe, whatever the case may be, where they dated someone and it was just bad. But so what? I've dated plenty of different people and I've had bad relationships. I've dated white chicks and it was a bad relationship. I've dated Asian women, it was a bad relationship. I've dated Hispanic women, it was a bad relationship. I've dated black women and it was a bad relationship. So does that, I'm not going to say all were bad. It just didn't, obviously those didn't work out. So I'm not going to say that just because of that, all women are bad, right? I will say that all women are good and bad. Right? There's good black women, there's bad black women, there's good white, bad white women. It goes down the line. But what I don't understand is why some black men, not all, who are in a marriage or dating someone who happens to be of another race than black, will find it a need to just dog black women. Even whenever the topic doesn't even involve black women at all. It could be about anything, and somehow it gets to the point, and I've left a lot of Facebook groups because of this, where it's just like shooting practice. Just basically every negative stereotype that you can come up with that's not at all true about black women, they will sit and list. It's kind of like they have to justify their own choice of being with whoever they are with. I just don't get it. I don't understand that. It's one thing to say, and it's not just black men, there are also black women too that are like that as well. It's not mentioned as much. People don't talk about it as much. I remember back in the day, in the 90s really, back when it was this whole campaign of black men ain't, S-H-I-T, and, black men are dogs and this and that. I remember those days. And, some black men will mention, I remember back when they were saying that type of thing, and now when we say it, they don't like it. To me, it's all counterproductive. It's just stupid. It was stupid back then. It's stupid now. There are, I look at it this way. If you choose someone and they happen to be trash, then stop hanging out with trash. And trash can be of all colors. And it can be of all shades. And it can be of all people. I just don't understand the preoccupation of wanting to just talk negative. On my channel, there's many black women that we have on our channel who are nice and supportive and kind. There's black men on our channel, Asian men, Asian women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women. The whole group of different races of people are on our channel. And we have a lot of people who are supportive. We have some haters too. You have some people that come on. There's some people who will subscribe for a little bit just to kind of troll. And you'll see, and I've seen even before when you go into the analytics, you'll see a thumbs down. Typically when there's a video of Noelle and I together, or if it's a video of the kids or something like that, they will put a thumbs down. And so you can go into the analytics and you will see where they haven't even watched the entire video, because you can see where the thumbs down versus the thumbs ups are. And the thumbs down ones are typically very short. They come in for like 3 seconds, long enough to hit thumbs down, and then they leave. So they really and truly are just trolls. So what I've done is disabled, from here on out, I've disabled all those videos. It'd be different if they left a comment. Leave a comment. I mean, if you're going to come in, leave a comment saying, I dislike this, versus just being a coward and anyone can do a thumbs down. I mean, Zeta can do a thumbs down if you show her how to do it. I mean, that's not hard. But leave a comment. But anyway, I just don't like negativity. And so if there's negative stuff on my channel, we get rid of it. Is that censorship? Yeah, it is. My channel is mainly for my kids. So when they get older, they're able to look back on things. I don't want them to see comments from anybody that's just this derogatory, nasty, foul crap. That's one of the reasons why you don't hear us cuss on our channel. You know, people ask, how come your channel's not much bigger? Because we aren't having boobs popping out and talking every type of way. That's just not what this is about. I don't care if we have one person as a subscriber, or if we have 1 million people as a subscriber. This is for our kids. I'm not doing this for the money. But anyway, back on topic. That was my tangent. I just think that if you are in a relationship with someone who happens to be of another race or culture, I think that's great. I think that's a wonderful thing. If it happened to be that that's who you ended up choosing, great. And they chose you, I think that's wonderful. I think love is beautiful. And if you happen to have preferences and say, you know, my preference is this, I think that's wonderful too. I know people who believe in black love, meaning that, you know, black man, black woman. And I know, and there's some of those people that are on my channel too, but they never have left negative comments. They can still support us, even though they have their view, they can still support us and not leave negative comments. And I think that, and I understand their reasoning behind it, and I think that that's great too. I just think that people should treat each other the way they want to be treated. I know that's never going to really happen, but they should really treat each other the way they want to be treated. Typically, if someone's happy, they're not going to sit and talk negative about somebody else. So if you're in a relationship with someone of another race and you have to talk negative about black women, what does that say about your relationship? There's something there that doesn't make a lot of sense. Either you aren't happy in your relationship or marriage, either you got with that person for the wrong reasons, obviously. And if that person doesn't check you when you're talking negative about black women or black men, then you have to think to yourself, what does that person truly think? If I sat here and talked negative about black women all day, and Noelle didn't say anything, then the smart person would say, you know what? I'm with someone who's not black, and I'm saying all this anti-black stuff about black women. What does she think about me then? What does she think about my mama? What does she think about my sisters? You know, and Noelle and I had this conversation because we know of a couple of people who happen to be black men who talk negative about black women, and we are just like, I don't get it. That doesn't make any sort of sense. You know, what does that say about them? And I'm not going to name names, like I said, but I've left a lot of those Facebook groups because of that. There's just too much negativity. There's a lot of attacks on black men. There's attacks on black women. There's attacks on Asian people. It's just all this nonsense. I just don't understand it. But anyway, wanted to do this video because people have asked my perception of it. I don't support it. You know, I think that you can be in any sort of relationship you want to be in. That's totally cool. I think that's great. But if you have to attack, excuse me, I'm doing all types of burps and stuff. If you have to attack someone of your own, or even of another race, but if you have to attack someone of your own racial group to justify yourself, then that's pretty sad. You really have to look internally and say, what's wrong with me or what's going on in my life to where I feel the need. We've all had bad experiences. That's no excuse. You know, we've all had people that did things we didn't appreciate. But to basically just coin it off that black women are sole responsible for negative, and that they're the only ones that can be a certain type of way, is just stupid. I know black women who, you know, it's the same stereotypes. They're loud, they're obnoxious, they are uncouth and uneducated and this, that, and the other. And there are some that are like that. But I also know white women that are that way too. I know of some Asian women that are that way, Hispanic women. You know, the thing is, excuse me, and there's some black men that are that way too. And there's some white dudes like that. You know, people are people. At the end of the day, you cannot label someone as a welfare queen based on race, because there are many different groups of people on welfare. There are many different groups of people who are going to be loud. There are some black women I know that were employees of mine that were so quiet, I didn't even know when they were in the office. And when you talk to them, they were just quiet. And I would say to them, you know, because I was their supervisor, I'm like, you know, you really need to talk up a little bit, like talk. And, you know, so this whole notion that black women have to be just one way, or that black men have to be just one way, is stupid. Preferences are cool. You know, my preference is black hair. If somebody has black hair, I'm down. I like it. You know, not to say I haven't dated blondes, or not to say I haven't dated, you know, somebody with hair other than black. But to me, I love black hair. It's just my thing. You know, nothing against somebody who likes blondes or redheads or what have you. I think that, you know, if that's what your preference is, that's your preference. But to hate on someone and to talk negative and derogatory, I don't quite get it. Anyhow, that's all I have to say about this video. Didn't want to continue to rant on about it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will see you.